Gentleman from New York.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I yield myself as much time as I may consume.
The gentleman may proceed.
Madam Speaker, every Democrat and every Republican in this chamber recognize there's a youth vaping epidemic in the United States of America. I'm sure that every member of Congress has heard stories about millions of middle school and high school students using addictive vaping products. I became focused on this issue last year when a group of mothers from Parents Against Vaping E-Cigarettes told me about the stories of schools filled with student vaping. I actually spoke to my 16-year-old son, and I learned just how prevalent vaping has become in the school districts in my community and how they are throughout the country. We have to act, and we must act now. This important bipartisan legislation we're considering today includes my bipartisan bill, the Protecting American Lungs Act, which passed out of Ways and Means Committee with bipartisan support. This bill will establish much-needed tax parity between vaping products and e-cigarettes and cigarettes. It will tax nicotine, a harmful and addictive substance, at approximately the same rate whether you get it from an e-cigarette or from traditional cigarettes. Importantly, this bill includes an exception for FDA-approved nicotine replacement therapies, which means that if a company can prove that their product is a legitimate cessation device, then the nicotine will not be taxed. This bill has the support of over 50 public health, medical, and education organizations, including the American Academy of Nursing, the American Academy of Pediatrics, the American Cancer Society, Cancer Action Network, the American Heart Association, the American Lung Association, the American Medical Association, and the Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids. These groups agree that one of the best ways we can stop people from using vaping products is to tax them. For young people especially who have less money and higher price sensitivity, taxes on these products are an effective way to decrease usage. It's proven. In fact, according to the Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids, every 10% increase in the cost of cigarettes leads to a 4% overall smoking reduction and a 7% less youth smoking. I know that some people raise their voices against this effort. We've heard it all before when we fought to raise cigarette taxes in my state of New York. Some will say the science is not conclusive yet. Some will advocate for free choice. Others will say this is typical taxing big government. When it's all said and done, however, the opposition will come from those who put their lucrative nicotine interests ahead of our children's health and proven public policy. In my home state of New York, despite intense industry opposition, we raised cigarette taxes, and because of that, we have some of the nation's lowest rates of smoking and smoking-related illnesses. We can save lives with this bill by raising the prices of harmful vaping products and decreasing their usage among teenagers. The opportunity to stop youth vaping epidemic is one that we must not pass up. I urge my colleagues to support this legislation, and I reserve the balance of my time.
Gentleman